Pace makes the race. We've all heard it and it's true. But what does it mean? More importantly, how can it help you to be a sharper player? Pace points. That's how. When dealing with pace in horse racing, you have to understand it affects races at every level, class, and distance. Not always how we think it will, but the impact is still there just the same. Knowing who is likely to be running fastest at the start and who is likely to be finishing fastest nearing the finish, that last quarter mile is the most valuable wagering asset. Pace Points does this extremely accurately, utilizing fractional times of individual horses, post position, track condition, ground loss, and other intangibles like rider tendencies. Pace Points lets you know at a glance two key factors: who is likely to be fastest early and who is likely to be fastest late. We've all seen races where it looks like there's a ton of speed, and then one horse clears the field, often going wire to wire. How about the turf races that look like there is no speed? Somebody is going to set that pace. We know they will. We've seen it before. Have you ever had one of those head scratches where the pace is slow, even dawdling, and here comes a closer running past them all late? Pace points will help you navigate these pace scenarios and more. The races that show you one horse with 1-1-1 front running lines and a horse with 3-3-3 stalking running lines throughout the fractions of the race, and the horse with the threes that looks like the stalker is on the lead. Pace points will help you sharpen your game, recognize these things in advance, and recognize great setups. Pace does make the race, and pace points will help you understand the dynamics of the pace and the race. If you watch Past the Wire TV and read Past the Wire, you have heard me say the numbers don't lie. They don't. That is why Pace Point starts with the individual fractions of each horse and goes from there, where the best eyes, angles, and experience in the game factors in post, trip, ground loss, jockey, and more. An invaluable tool for any arsenal. We'll put this crucial info at your fingertips in an easy to read, recognize, and more importantly, utilize fashion. I like to say simplicity is the essence of intelligence. And although Pace Points is on a pretty high level, we made it very easy to understand and easier to utilize. You're going to see a list of the horses in each race, two columns next to the horses. The first column is going to give you a number. The lower the number, the faster the horse is early. And by early, we mean primarily the first quarter of any given race. Second column is going to give you a number. The lower that number, the faster the horse is late, nearing the finish, and primarily the last quarter mile of any given race. So you'll be looking at a list of the horses in the race, two numbers, an early number and a late number, based on all the factors we discussed before. Pace points, easy to use, easy to understand, and the longer you use it, the better grasp you will have on pace, making the race, and how it's going to affect the outcome.
To learn more about Pace Points or to try it out, visit pastthewire.com or watch Past the Wire TV. We think you'll be glad you did.
Sure, bad coffee.
Are they talking about us? Shh. Wait. Are they talking about us? I think I heard Past the Wire. Past the Wire TV. They are talking about us. Often imitated, never duplicated. We are everywhere.
Seriously? If you're betting horses and not watching these shows, you gotta be freaking crazy. Capiche?
You're watching Past the Wire TV.
I'm here with Kenny McPeak here in Saratoga. We just had a beautiful morning. You're a man of the people, Kenny. I mean, you showcased Thorpedo Anna with all these people. Let's talk about how this morning is and why you do this.
I don't think a lot about it, actually. I think it's a real honor to be able to share a horse like her. I've been around good horses, and I know a lot of people really want to see her. And it's easy enough for me to pop out a tweet. We spent 30 minutes just giving her a little walk, and she likes people. I think she really absorbs their energy, their positive energy, and she's just a horse to be shared. I don't think it's any problem. I don't understand or why other trainers wouldn't or can't, but I think they do, but probably not to the extreme that I do.
I mean this, and the thing is, you got such a class filly here who could beat the boys maybe later in the year. We may touch on that, but let's touch about how she's progressed in your mind from her 2-year-old to her 3-year-old season, and the numbers may not say that she's progressed, but I think you may have a different opinion.
We don't worry about numbers. She usually runs to her level. But obviously, 2-year-old, she was second in the stake as a 2-year-old, but her 3-year-old year is hard to eclipse. But this year, she's done everything right. I mean, other than the mugging she got at Churchill, which I still look at that race with a little bit of, that she didn't deserve that. She got bumped so hard that about knocked her out of the race. But she's regrouped and won her last 2, and I don't know that we're going to consider running her against colts right now. We're gonna run her through. Probably the Spinster at this point, and then the Distaff would probably be likely. And if we were to keep her in training for another season, I'd love to take her to the Saudi Cup in Saudi Arabia. I think that would be amazing. It would give her an opportunity to be the leading female earner in history.
So that is a possibility that you may run her next year.
Yeah, it's possible.
That's great.
We'll have to discuss with the partners, but I'd love to think she could run next year. But we've got to get through the end of this season, and then we'll decide. One of the reasons why showing her today to everybody is it might be her last summer in Saratoga, and you don't really know. But I figured on the last day of racing there were a lot of people in town, and it was a good opportunity to share.
Well, I'll tell you, for me. I've been around horse racing for about 30 years. This morning was probably my favorite morning, and spending time with her. She did nip at me because I didn't give her a second peppermint.
Right.
But what you did for the people, the joy that I saw from the little kids to the adults was fantastic.
It's completely my pleasure.
Honor
to be around her and easy to share.
Well, we appreciate you, Kenny, and
right.
I know you got a couple running today. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Did you press play?
I hope. Here, I'll tell you right now if he did. Let me check.
I was watching the meter on the top. It was telling the time.
Was it?
Knowledge. It isn't free. You got to pay attention.
And ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to the winner's circle for a very special presentation. Representatives from Handicapping for Horses, along with professional handicapper Jonathan Stetton, are proud to support the work of the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance and Old Friends. Accepting the check for the inaugural Handicapping for Horses event this past summer at Saratoga are representatives from the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance and Old Friends. Gulfstream Park welcomes Michael Blowen, Jonathan Stetton, Kelly Scobie, Jim Rhodes here this afternoon. Since 2012, the TAA has awarded more than $17.2 million to accredited organizations. Handicapping for Horses looks to make their Saratoga Springs event larger and raise money for Thoroughbreds Aftercare year after year. Once again, thank you to Handicapping for Horses, Jonathan Stetton, and welcome to Old Friends and our friends at the TAA. The Rainbow Six and race number 5 up next.
And they're off in the Kentucky Derby.
You're watching Past the Wire TV, the biggest races at the best tracks. From the Kentucky Derby to the Breeders' Cup. The best horse racing coverage is right here on Past the Wire TV.
throw. Doppelganger, the longest shot of the field, wins.
A dynasty in motion, reshaping the sport's greatest tradition, channeling the legends of his line and surpassing them. 4 of the last 6 Derby winners carry his genes. A Golden Son, a Horse of the Year. Another chapter written beneath those iconic spires. Derby dreams fulfilled for the titans of our industry. From authentic to sovereignty, a legacy both real and supreme. Into mystery.
Pace Points is a sophisticated algorithm developed to help handicappers accurately recognize key aspects of a race. Specifically, who will be running fast early and who will be closing fast late. Pace makes the race, and now you can have even complicated pace scenarios projected accurately right at your fingertips. What sharp player wanting every edge wouldn't want this? Exactly, none. Although the algorithm based on fractional times and incorporating other key factors is complex, the information is presented in both an easy-to-read and understand format. Try Pace Points and elevate your game and chance of success to a state-of-the-art at the highest level. You can find Pace Points at Past the Wire.
Dan Oman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING. Get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets.
Often imitated, never duplicated. If you ain't smooth, you ain't never gonna be a smooth operator.
Here comes journalism, here comes sovereignty, and they square off, heading to the final front. Sovereignty wins the Derby!
You're watching Past the Wire TV. Hit that like button and subscribe to Past the Wire TV. Nobody does it better.
Are they talking about us? Shh. Wait. Are they talking about us? I think I heard Past the Wire. Past the Wire TV. They are talking about us. Often imitated, never duplicated. We are everywhere. Nobody does it better.